The problem that we have with the way we are currently with an open border is that we have an unrestricted flow of drugs through this state. New Mexico is currently suffering through an epidemic. One person a day is dying from fentanyl overdose, and it's only getting worse. And when you compound that with the drugs that pass on through the state to in the other states, the death load from unrestricted fentanyl access to this country is tragic. Okay, you can argue that that's a federal responsibility in that same voice, but at the same time, you have to recognize that if the federal government isn't addressing it, our government has a responsibility for safekeeping of New Mexicans. And it's not just that. We used to worry a lot about methamphetamines and treatment of these people that have drug addictions and alcohol addictions. We find at the core, at the basis of many of the violence and crime issues, child abuse issues, which were very lacking in this state. Those things all have to do with drug and alcohol abuse. The state has got to respond to the damage that's being done by cheap alcohol and a free flow of drugs into the state that's available to people that tend to use it. And they try to say, for instance, that youth is not going to be allowed to have marijuana, but they do. We know for a fact that youth is getting the marijuana that's coming through. So that's kind of an issue where I think the state could do a whole lot better, and that is to really interdict some of the drug crisis. Behavioral health sort of issues. New Mexico has only 3%, has provided only 3% of the behavioral health facilities to deal with this problem that is broad throughout society. Many people can't afford that, and so these people are the people that are under the bridges. They're the people that are falling by the wayside. These are the people that are disappearing. We're talking about the missing individuals. And so those issues can be addressed by state government, but we're going to have to get serious about it. The violence to children that is epidemic in this state has been there for a long time. We've had problems with that for more than 50 years. It's not just a recent phenomenon. It goes back all the way to the 50s and 60s, where we haven't dealt with a number of these problems as they developed. New Mexico is going to have to be responsible and provide the support that people need to overcome the problems they're having in the behavioral health areas.